Today we're going to talk about three things. We're going to talk about track stands, we're going to talk about skid, and we're going to talk about locking up with the chain. Alright? So, first of all, let's talk about the track stand. Track stand is your basic balancing on the bike. Now, it's something that it's hard to get at first, but the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the more balance you have with the bike, the better rider you're going to be. I usually start off, you start off with the crank arms in this position. If it was a clock, it would be like 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, right? So I'm just going to jump in there. I'm not even going to put my foot in the clip. And basically, you just turn your wheel a little bit and you rock back and forth to get your balance. So when you first start doing it, you're going to fall off a lot, but that's okay. See how I'm in a standing position? So that's probably the easiest way to do it, is in the standing position. So you find a little spot. Gravity is your friend. So if you're facing uphill, it's easier to track stand than if you're facing downhill. All right? Remember that. So what I do is I put my front wheel at an angle that's almost like a T to my frame. But it's not quite 90 degrees. It's more like 80 degrees or 75 degrees, something like that. So you rock back and forth on your pedals to keep your balance. And the longer you do it, the better you get at it. So even if you only practice it 15 minutes a day for like a week, you'd be doing really good after a while. So after a while, you can sit down and you can still balance. See how I roll back? I roll forward. I got one hand on there. Look, you do a little more practice. Now you got no hands, right? There's some people who can do this all day long. Not me. I get bored. All right. But once you get your track stand down and you have a good track stand, then you can start riding backwards and doing backward circles and things like that. It just kind of comes naturally because you're rocking back, you rock forward, you rock back. Backward circle is just you keep going backwards. As soon as you feel comfortable, you get your balance, right? You start rocking back and forth. Let's see if I can do a backward circle. Here we go. Okay? It's not perfect, but you get the idea. So that's track stand. Practice that, and it helps with the control of your ride. If you can do a good track stand, then you got better control of your bike. All right? How you like my skid? That's how you stop a track bike when you're going fast. And it's important to skid correctly and make sure that you're in your straps. So the most important part of a skid is your feet staying on your pedals. And if you're not correctly in your straps, you're going to come out. See, I'm in there. That's why you always want to make sure your straps are pulled tight. So basically, when you skid, you're riding your bike, you gotta go a little bit fast, and when your leg gets in the right position to skid, that's when you lean over your bars and you lock your rear wheel. So for me, the best position for skidding is one of my legs up with my knee bent and my other leg straight and extended. Can you come around here and show the extended leg? See, imagine one of your legs is straight and the other one is bent. Alright, that's for skidding. Also, you want to lean over the handlebars as much as you can, because the more weight you're taking off your rear wheel, the easier it is to skid. Alright? Now, personally, I put my knee against the frame when I skid. Basically, my leg, this back, I'm pushing, see how I'm pushing the knee into the frame? See how my knee's on the frame right there? I use that to scoop my frame if I want to kick it. So there's different kind of skid. When you're in traffic, you want to be able to whip your wheel around. You want to be able to do a whip skid. That means when you start your skid, you're in a straight line, but you can fishtail. You can kick it to the right or kick it to the left, depending on what the situation is. If you're trying to go around a car in a tight situation, you can't just lock up and go straight because you go right into the back of the car. You gotta lock it up, and then you gotta use your back wheel to maneuver, which is a little bit different than when you're regular riding. Imagine you're riding when you're a kid, when you're riding a big wheel. It's very similar. Remember how you used to ride really fast on your big wheel, and then you lock your legs up and the front wheel skids? It's the same thing, except for it's the back wheel. Now, it doesn't matter what gear you have. It's about how much you can lean over on the front of your bike. And it's almost like you use your arms. It's almost like you're pushing backwards and leaning forward. Basically, it's kind of like the track standing. It's something you got to practice. And if you have a lighter gear, it is easier to skid. But the more you do it, you can do it on a heavy gear too. Last thing I want to talk about is locking up with your chain. If you're using a chain, if you're using a U-lock, I can show you how to do that too. So basically, standard issue for New York Messenger is a quadrillink chain and a padlock, alright? And the way you wear it is like this. It's open, as you can see. That way you're saving yourself some time. You don't have to use your key every time. A lot of locks, they lock around your waist, and then you have to use your key to get it off. But this lock is great because the long shank, you only have to unlock it once every time you're getting on your bike. And once you put it around your waist, it's on here. It can come off easily too. It's kind of like the more you use it, the more used to it you get. So it's kind of like you swing it, and you know which link you're comfortable with, So this is the link I go to in the summer. In the wintertime, I'm out here, and that's not just because of the jelly donuts either. It's the extra clothes. So the more comfortable you get with your chain, the better, because it's kind of like a fluid motion. And when you're in trouble, or if you get in a situation, you can take your chain off smoothly. You can end the situation right there. If someone sees you know how to use your chain, they might not bother. So basically, I'm gonna lock to this pole right here, and it's kind of like. Put your bike against the pole, try and lean it so it stays by itself, right? Then you go ahead, you do the wrist thing here, chain comes off, look, I got it in my other hand, one quick motion. Then I just lace it through the front. That's it, nice and easy, alright? Now you want to lock your front wheel and your frame to whatever you're locking to a post. Now the reason why I prefer the chain and the long shank lock is because in New York City, you're not always going to find something that a U-lock can fit around. As a matter of fact, I think that U-locks can only lock up to about 50% of the stuff that's out here, So when you go to take off your chain, it's kind of like a quick motion too. You kind of rip it through. See, I'm pulling the chain straight. I'm letting it go. Look, and swing it right up to it. Just like that. It's all one fluid motion. So let's do it again. I'm going to lock it up. Right? Swing. The chain swings around. I grab the other end. Look, I feed it through. There you go. Okay? It's on there. Alright? Now, I'm coming out. I unlock. Same thing. Grab this. I got the two ends of the chain, right? Kind of feed it go. Look, straight around. I'm ready to go. So the more you do it, it becomes like one fluid motion, and you can be in and out real quick. Just you another example of how these chains work. So everything, you get to a delivery and all your favorite spots to lock up are taken. Look, there's a big hole. It's not going to be a problem if you got a chain. You stack your bike up there. Lead it right to the front wheel. Okay, you're good to go. No one's going to mess with it. Alright? You can't do that with the U-locks. You know what I'm saying? So all you 20-year-olds with the U-locks, you know what you can go do with them. Alright? Cycle Hawk, baby. Ride safe.